What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel and welcome to The Problem. This match, as you were seeing it from earlier, playing now uninterrupted, is exactly why eFootball is going into the direction of not being football at all. It is going in the direction of being a total joke because of players like this player in the light jersey, right? I'm in the black. You can watch for yourself and imagine this being just about every game or some form of this. The opponent is able to have success not playing football. Now, if losers like this didn't exist in the world, then we wouldn't have to talk about this at all, right? But unfortunately, these type of losers exist in abundance, and they apparently like wasting their time playing a simulation of a sport that they don't even play. So in this case, they play a football game to not even play football, all in the name of winning, and it has to be some kind of deep-lying situation where they just lose so much in life, they want to win in something. Right? And the fact that they're playing a simulation of a game that they're not even really playing the sport, not respecting the sport at all, trying to find any way to win possible, wasting their time doing this for absolutely nothing. There's no reward they get. There's no top rank that they get. You'll see this player in a bit, and you'll see that he doesn't go very far, and yet putting time in like this, which ruins the game as a whole. It takes away from other players' experience. You ever heard the term, you need a good dance partner? That goes for things outside of dancing, right? If you're a fighting fan, then you know in UFC you could see some of the best fighters in the world, and if one of them is too defensive, isn't there to fight, isn't there to engage, it can turn into an absolute bore fest, right? One great fighter who wants to engage can't do anything when another fighter doesn't want to fight. It's the same in football, right? When you have an opponent like this, it ruins the experience altogether, and you sit there and you ask yourself, what is the point, right? And unfortunately, you'll never know, because even when you try to talk to these type of players, almost always, if not always, there's something wrong with them. They're either a total troll, they're brain dead, there's something wrong with them. So there's no point. The bottom line is that that's not a shocker, because look how they play. Look how they're wasting their time, right? Why I'm bringing this up is because Konami then needs to stop rewarding these losers. Now, it's obvious why they do. They want their money. They want these type of players to keep playing the game because that means more money for Konami. The only way this type of thing gets fixed, as I've said before, just like in FC, when FC 25 was released, it was a disaster. Players all finally spoke up and finally stopped saying, oh, there's no point in saying anything. EA Sports won't change anything. Finally, the game was so bad, everyone spoke up, and look what happened. Mid FC 25 release, EA Sports does an unheard of patch. They update the game and listen to the player base because their bottom line was affected. So what I'm trying to say is I'm going to keep speaking on this. I'm not going to shy away from it. I'm not going to be afraid of losing some of these rats as followers, as subscribers, because quite frankly, I don't want them subscribing anyway. I mean, they are a joke. They're the reason why such a great football game is considered a joke. They're the reason why such a great football game and so many of the good things in this game are being overshadowed because of jokes like this. I mean, the fact that this player cannot even attempt a pass, and you will see what he was trying for this whole time, and the fact that it works, and the fact that Konami knows this and assists it further, that is the problem. And until we speak up and show that the players that want to play true football, that want to enjoy this game for what it should be, until we speak up and show them there's more of us, or that there's enough of us where they need to make changes, they're just going to keep going in this direction, and it's going to keep being a joke. You can't take the approach like, oh, they're not going to do anything, they're rich. So is EA Sports. Look at the toxic overall community. I was part of that community. I can tell you it is the worst community in the world, and they even spoke up and banded together and got a fix from a richer, bigger, more successful company. If we speak up, the true football fans, we can get a change made in this game. But what change would that be, right? We are talking about a problem, we're showing this game, but what exactly is the fix for this, right? These players, you're not going to be able to just boot them out by going through to their accounts and banning them or anything like that. Obviously, that's unrealistic anyway. But what would get a player like this to stop playing this game? Well, if you force them to actually put work in to play football, to get good at the game, right? And it does take work to actually get good at the game, but right now they don't need to do that work, and they still can find success, as you are seeing here. This is what this player does, game in and game out. I happen to look, he played, before he played this, you can tell on the history of the game, he started with FC 25. 5 hours. He actually played 2 hours of FC24. Guess how many hours he played of eFootball, this player in these, I believe they're the Barcelona kids. 871 hours of eFootball. So you can imagine, you see how he's playing right now, you see the level he's at, 871 hours playing like this. So not only is he a loser and he clearly just needs to get a life, right? It would be like playing Call of Duty just to go in the bushes and hide and try to get a win. So you just go in the bushes and hide. You don't shoot a single shot. In a shooting game, in a strategic shooter, he's not shooting. That would be like what he's doing right now, right? It'd be the equivalent if this was a shooting game, is what I'm trying to say. So the point is, we can't just get rid of him, right? That's impossible. So what can you do to make them either say, hey, I'm going to start working at this game, or, man, I'm quitting this game, just like this player did FC. Well, you have to make it about skill. You have to make it about real football, right? Even though FC is an arcade game, it is more skill-based. It is more manual control, meaning more decisions by the player. So if you don't know football, if you're not able to play the game at a high level, you're not going to make it to the higher levels. You're going to be stuck where you belong in the lower levels. It's up to you to work and get better out of that. And if you can't, so be it. But what these players do is say, no, I got to win. I want to raise up, because they can't win at anything. And Konami says, oh, yeah, you can win in our game. Here you go. So you have to get rid of Smart Assist first and foremost. You must get rid of Smart Assist. You must get rid of this momentum balancing, whatever you want to call it. You can't have something in the game that takes away from the decision making of the actual players. That is the point. You put your game together, which you have a great game, right? The good AI that you have, which would be the team play styles, individual play styles, right? The movement within those play styles, the different animations that trigger based on the skill sets, all that is good. That's great. But then you got to stop it there. So, assuming it goes without saying that you have to get rid of Smart Assist for obvious reasons, let's look at the defense. You got to overhaul your defense. Too much AI assistance, because clearly you think your players can't handle skillful defending. You have to change that. It's just completely unrealistic in what would be a super realistic, super fun game, because you have to learn and get skill to play it in all different areas of the game, except defense. It's the most unrealistic nonsense thing in any football game, right? Now, yes, you have to, in a way, get some skill to utilize the assistance right and the pressure in the right times, but just watching these players zip around with R1 or X, it's super ridiculous, right? And there's ways these players, like this player here in the light jerseys, can utilize that type of rush around defense to actually have success. That's one of the things they can use. Not to mention the momentum, balancing, scripting, whatever you want to call it. You take what would be a lopsided game and essentially keep it as a close game. That kind of nonsense has to go. Now, whatever the exact algorithm is, whatever the exact formula is, I don't know, but it's obvious. There's something in there that changes the momentum, that essentially handicaps a player, that creates a script where a better player many times is punished for being the better player. And that's not just a fake thing. Like, you see it in FC, you see it in UFL, and sometimes it's just the fact that a player might have been unlucky or might have had a lot of misses in a game, and they just say, oh, scripting. In eFootball, Konami absolutely has something that creates some kind of handicapping, balancing, scripting. It doesn't matter what the word is, but that's got to go. Bottom line. Shooting. There is no type of reward when you shoot the ball. You basically power it up, you shoot, and then the AI essentially decides. Is it going to hit the post? Is it going to be tucked into the corner? Is the goalkeeper going to save it? Is it going to go over the top? They have to have something like precision shooting or green time shooting. There has to be something there where, hey, this player struck the ball well, they're going to be rewarded. Hey, this player mishit the ball based on powering up or based on whatever their system would be to emulate striking the ball in a good way, right? They have to have something, because right now, like I said, you just power it up and just hope the AI doesn't screw you, right? So in summary, Konami has to add ways that skilled players can be rewarded while taking away the ways these low-level, no-skill players are not only able to stay in games, but to win games and actually be higher rated. In this game, you find so many higher rated players that are using every bit of assistance they can that have absolutely no skill. You go look at their ranking, they're top 100, top 50, top 1,000, top 100,000. And these players should be in about Division 5, 6, 7, something around there. It's insanity. It's a joke. It makes this game, what should be a good game at its core that allows and that has great football, it turns it into a nonsense game. All of the good things get overshadowed. Play back this game. Watch some of the excellent passing sequences that I complete. And instead, you are rewarded with this when you try to play good football. So why wouldn't these low-level loser, rats, anything else you want to call them, why wouldn't they play this game? So once again, we need to take a stand. I'm not going to stop taking a stand. We all should be spreading gameplay like this so that Konami has no choice but to face this and fix the game, because this is embarrassing. There's no way Konami could defend something like this, a game where a team plays like this and has any type of way to stay in the game and not just get thumped, right? They have the ability to do so because they have a great game underneath this. Their greed has just overtaken them. So again, the good players, the players who want to play good football, even if they're not the best, that just want to play football and a football simulator, need to speak up and show Konami that their bottom line will be worse hit if they do not change the game for the better. Change the game like it should be. We're literally just asking for a football game to actually be about football and not all this nonsense. So with that being said, keep grinding, keep having fun, keep fighting the good fight, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.